Question 9b is also asking us to find the volume of this shape. But unlike 9a, if we go back and look at 9a, we had to figure out the volume of the larger shape and then subtract out the volume of the smaller shape, which is cut out of that. In this case, we're not cutting anything. This is actually a composite shape where it's two different shapes that we can figure out the volume of. We're going to add those together. You can see that the bottom geometric solid is a rectangular prism and the top is a pyramid. Let's figure out the volume of these two shapes. If we add them together, we'll get the volume of the total shape. So the first thing we'll work on is the rectangular prism. Your flipbook reminds you, if you haven't memorized this, that the area of the base is equal to lowercase b times lowercase w, and the volume is equal to this area times the height. Let's take a look at this bottom rectangular prism. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the base. That means this 8 centimeters is our lowercase b, this 8 centimeters is our lowercase w, and that leaves our measurement right here as the height. The base area then is equal to 8 times 8, which is 64 centimeters squared. Our height is equal to 8 centimeters. We labeled that on our drawing right here, 8 centimeters. So we know that our final volume of our rectangular prism is going to be base area times height, which is equal to 64 times the height of 8. Put that in your calculator. 64 times 8 is going to be 512 centimeters cubed. So there is our first volume, the volume of our rectangular prism. Next thing we have to figure out is what's the volume of our pyramid. Let's take a look at it. We're going to do our pyramid. And we have two calculations to do here. You've got the area of the base, which is again going to be just the two sides. On a pyramid, we used S1 times S2. You can see the base of this pyramid, if we highlight it, is congruent to the base of the cube. Same shape. So we can just go and steal over here from the rectangular prism. Let's go steal the area of the base, which is 64 centimeters squared. We'll do that in a moment. We know the volume is going to be equal to 1/3 of the base area times the height. So let's go ahead and do our calculations. First thing is, let's figure out the area of the base. We already know that's going to be 64 centimeters squared. Take a look at the height. Oh, I didn't label that. Let's see. Well, we can see right here the arrow points to the height of the pyramid. So here is the height of our pyramid. It's going to be 5 centimeters. So now we have is volume, which is equal to 1/3 of the base, which is 64, times the height, which is 5, and we're going to get a volume. Let's go ahead and plug that into our calculator and see if it's an exact number or not. We got 1/3, parenthesis 1 divided by 3, close parenthesis, times 64 times 5 equals, oh, we're going to have to round, 106.6667, so 106.67 if we're going to round to 2 decimal places. So it's approximately 106.67 centimeters cubed. And now all we have to do is add those up. Let's add up those two shapes. It's going to be the prism plus the pyramid. So 512 plus the pyramid, which is 106.67. And we end up with a number of 618.67 centimeters cubed. Again, remember, we are adding them together because this particular shape is a composite. It's a pyramid plus